You ever click buy now and just marvel at how a package finds its way from some random warehouse to your exact front door, sometimes in like a day? It feels like magic, right? But behind that simple click is this hidden world of just immense complexity, a world that one company decided to completely rewrite line by line of code. So let's pull back the curtain and look at how they turned all that chaos into code.
So get this. This isn't some kind of riddle. It's a real-life address from a package in India. Now, to a human, it makes sense. It's full of rich detail. But to a computer, to a standard GPS, it's practically gibberish. This right here is the central problem, the raw, messy data that modern logistics has to solve every single day, millions of times over. It's a total logistical nightmare.
So that's the multi-million-dollar question, isn't it? When the most fundamental piece of the puzzle, the destination, is this ambiguous, how on earth are you supposed to build a system that automates the journey? This was the massive challenge that Delhivery stared down.
And you know, that crazy address is really just the tip of the iceberg. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger, more chaotic system that was just crying out for a complete digital overhaul.
The old way was just full of friction. Shippers had almost no idea where their stuff was. The whole network was rigid, forcing every package through a big central hub, even if it meant taking a huge, inefficient detour. And here's the craziest part. That final, critical step, getting the package to the right door, that knowledge wasn't stored in a database. Nope, it was stored in the head of the local delivery driver. And if that driver left, all that crucial knowledge just walked right out the door with him. Gone.
So Delhivery came into this mess with a totally radical perspective. They didn't see this as a problem that you solve with more trucks or bigger warehouses. They looked at it and said, fundamentally, this is a data problem. Period.
And this quote just brilliantly captures their whole philosophy. The physical delivery of a box is just the end result. The real work, the real value, is creating the perfect digital plan that tells all those physical things where to go. The goal wasn't to manage a fleet of trucks, it was to build an operating system for the real world. And that operating system is called OS1. You can think of it as the central nervous system, a digital brain designed from the ground up to solve all those chaotic problems we just talked about, all the way from the first click to the final doorbell ring.
So job number one for this digital brain was tackling that messy address problem. And their solution is a tool called Advix. It's basically a specialized AI that acts like a genius translator. Its only job is to read those very human, sometimes confusing addresses and translate them into the precise, clean coordinates that a machine can actually understand.
So how does this digital detective actually work? Well, it starts by taking that long string of text and breaking it down into individual clues. Identifying a potential city, a landmark, a street name. Then it compares those clues against this massive internal map of India to figure out what they really mean. Finally, it assigns a coordinate. But here's the magic. Every time a driver successfully delivers a package, that GPS ping is fed back into the system, making it smarter and more accurate for the next time. It literally learns from reality.
Okay, so Adfix has cracked the code. It's solved the where. But knowing your destination is only half the battle, right? A perfect address is totally useless without a perfect plan to get there. So that brings us to the next critical question for the system. What's the absolute best how?
And that is the job of Dispatch One. This is the app that automates that incredibly complex last mile of delivery. Every morning, it looks at everything, all the packages for an area, the size of every single vehicle, all the promised delivery times, and it crunches all that data to generate a unique, optimized route for each driver. No more relying on memory. This is just pure data-driven efficiency.
Now let's zoom out. We've been talking about a single driver's route, but let's look at the entire country. Because solving the last mile is one thing, but Delhivery also completely re-architected the physical network that moves packages between cities.
See, the old model was hub and spoke. Everything had to pass through a few huge central points. It was slow and it was fragile. I mean, if a central hub flooded during a monsoon, the whole network could just grind to a halt. So Delhivery replaced this with a mesh network. Think of it like a smart traffic grid for packages. If there's a ton of volume going from Pune to Bangalore, the system just creates a direct truck route on the fly, bypassing the main hub completely. If there's a disruption, the algorithm automatically finds a detour. It's intelligent, adaptive, and just built to be resilient. And the payoff for this smarter network is huge. It really just comes down to simple math. Direct routes mean fewer miles traveled, which means less fuel burned. Rerouting around problems prevents those catastrophic, costly service failures, and by intelligently packing every truck to capacity, The system drives down the cost for every single item on board. It's a win-win-win.
So, the theory sounds great. A data-first approach should lead to better outcomes. But let's take a look at how this actually plays out in the real world, both in terms of money and in terms of its social benefit.
Okay, here's a hard number for you. Clients that use Delhivery's freight platform have seen their shipping costs go down by an average of 12%. That's a direct result of all that network efficiency and automated planning we've been talking about.
And it's not just savings for clients. The model is also highly efficient and profitable for the company itself. An 18% margin in the super competitive parcel business, that's a powerful validation that this technology-first approach really works and is totally sustainable.
But the impact goes way beyond corporate balance sheets. Look at this incredible case study. A foundation that delivers hot meals to thousands of schools faced this huge challenge. The food had to arrive on time. So they used Dispatch One to optimize all their delivery routes. The result? Faster deliveries, less fuel burned, and, here's the amazing part, the money they saved on operations was used to provide even more meals to children. This is where technology becomes a true value creator for society.
So, what's next? After building this incredibly powerful digital brain and physical network, Delhivery's vision now extends far, far beyond its own operations.
And this is the end game. They aim to become the Amazon Web Services of logistics. Just like AWS provides the cloud infrastructure for countless internet companies, Delhivery wants to provide the logistics operating system for anyone, even their own competitors, to build a business on top of.
And this really is the crucial point. This whole explainer really boils down to the single powerful idea. The competitive advantage, the real value, has shifted from the physical steel of trucks and warehouses to the intelligent code that makes all that steel move efficiently.
Which leaves us with one final, fascinating question to think about. Delhivery proved that a traditional, asset-heavy industry like logistics can be completely transformed by treating it like a software problem. So if they can do it for packages and trucks, what legacy industry is next to be rewritten?